This is the iPod Touch, and we're going to see if it's worth in 2020. This specific model is the 6th generation iPod Touch, which released in July 15 of 2015. It has an A8 chip with 1 gig of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. It has a 4-inch display, which, yeah, it's not really 1080p, but come on, how do you expect something this cheap to be 1080? I mean, they do have cheap Androids now, but this released in 2015. So Apple did release a new version of the iPod Touch, the 7th generation, but all they really did was just upgrade the processor from an A8 to an A10 Fusion chip, which can be found in the iPhone 7. So the iPod Touch is basically a phone, but without phone capabilities, which basically means you can message, but with Wi-Fi. It's also the cheapest iOS device you can buy, new, coming in at $200. So the iPod Touch was meant to be for kids, or at least I say kids because it doesn't have phone capabilities, but still small enough that a kid could play games on this. So the iPod Touch has a home button on the top, volume indicators on the left side if you're looking forward like this, a home button which is not electronical, it's a mechanical home button. I call it mechanical because it makes that noise. It also has lightning, a headphone jack, which is surprising, and one speaker. Just one. And if you want to hear how the speaker sounds, not so good. Now, something weird I saw was that even though it's not a phone, it still has a band here. And that surprised me because it's not a phone, but it still has a black band. I'm guessing this is for iMessage, but iMessage is run over Wi-Fi, so I don't know what happened there with the design. So I don't like it. I think it looks sort of weird on the right side of the phone. iPod. You see, I'm getting confused already. On the right side of the iPod, and I don't know. I don't like it that much. It also does have a nice Apple logo and iPod font, which is surprising because the iPhones usually have it on the bottom, or used to at least. The older ones did. But this has an Apple logo and the iPod text font right below the Apple logo. So when it comes to cameras, this iPod has an 8 megapixel rear camera and a 1.2 megapixel front facing camera. It also has a flash and a microphone, which is really surprising. It's like small and I don't think it's going to do the best job. So this is how video sounds in the iPod Touch. I don't know how it's going to sound. Well, I am going to know. I'm going to edit this video, but still, I don't know right now. I hope it sounds good. So now I want to talk about things I like about the iPod Touch. Some things I liked was it's small, so it's compact, so you can just put it in super small pockets. It's really lightweight, so I can throw it up, no problem. Doesn't weigh anything. I like how it's nice and cute and small, so I guess that's a trend with the iPhone 12 mini. And I also like how it says iPod. I think that's pretty nice. Now, of course, this wouldn't be a complete like list if we didn't talk about the negatives. Something I did find with my not testing actually, when I got this for my birthday. Yes, I got this for my birthday. Don't ask, I actually wanted a phone, but couldn't have a phone, so I instead opted for this. Anyways, when I got it for my birthday, I found out that using the naked style of using your iPod, it actually heats up so badly, the battery heats up. And that's another thing I don't like, the battery life. It's very small, the battery. It's 1043 milliamp battery, which I didn't really like since the battery drains fast. Just watching a video can kill this thing really fast. I only got like, I remember how much I got, because of course I am filming this. But for my other tests, I think I got around about 2 to 3 hours, depending what I was doing. Not very good, maybe it's because I kept it in the closet all this time and haven't taken it out. But so it's not that good of a battery life. Something I also did not like was the speaker. It's awful. Use earbuds, whatever you have to do. Get something better than the integrated speakers. It sucks. Don't recommend it. Don't use the speaker. It has a tinginess, like it's tinny when you put it at full volume. Yeah, not a fan of the speaker, the one single speaker. Now this does come in a bunch of colors. Nothing else to say about that. Just different colors, but the camera performance ain't too great either. That's another thing. I mean, I didn't expect much from a $200 iPod, but you can get these cheap, used. If you're gonna get an iPod, I would recommend get it used. New, well, sorry to say it there, but new, they're not really worth it. So now I want to talk about if this iPod Touch is worth it. And I'm gonna have to say, sadly, no. Even though I did like it before I got my first phone, this is not worth it. This iPod Touch is absolutely not worth it. I would say if you want to get your kids something to play with, get them an old iPhone. There are plenty of previous phones that are cheap in the around the $200 to $100 price tag. This is really small. The screen's not even up to date. The screen is already looking outdated. I mean, it still looks nice. I can still look at a bunch of content, but I just don't really, don't really feel comfortable recommending this to more people. I would rather say, if you're a parent, if you're thinking about getting an iPod, if you're a kid, you're just gonna grow up, kid. So I think you better have a phone, and for parents, you're gonna end up spending more money. You're gonna buy the iPod and be like, here you go, son. Thanks, Dad. And then, when you need to get your kid a phone, oh, looks like I have to buy another device. And then what happens with this is it becomes e-waste. It just becomes e-waste just like mine sort of did, though I'm using it now. Guess that's a good thing. I left mine in the closet and look at where it is now. Getting not recommended to a lot of people. Now, something I will give the iPod Touch credit, it's portability. It's super lightweight, super compact. It fits in the smallest pockets. Super compact. Nothing beats it, as it's a 4-inch display, and it's smaller than an iPhone, like the regular size iPhone 6, 6S, 7, and 8. Yeah, that's right. It's smaller than those. See, this is how big the iPod Touch looks compared to the iPhone 7. It's so small. It actually fits inside the iPhone 7, which is incredible. I mean, that's how small this thing is. And the iPhone 7 weighs a lot more than this. A ton more. Like, it's even thicker. This is so light and compact. Like, I can't stop emphasizing it. It's super lightweight. A lot of lightweight. Now, what do I recommend this iPod Touch? Or who is this intended for? Um, well, really, I can't really say who this is intended for. I guess this is just part of the way Apple's saying, hey, we still care about our history, and just gives it an upgrade just like the iMac design. They've been keeping this design. I mean, look at this iMac. If you look at it, it looks exactly the same as the 27-inch iMac. Exactly the same. Hopefully in the November event, we'll finally get to see a redesign. Maybe not. Maybe yeah. Hopefully we do. Just the iPod just isn't worth it in 2020. I mean, they did release a new version.